All right, sustainability. That's the exciting one you've all been waiting for. Is sustainability a big issue in business school today? Entrepreneur, business, is it a big issue to you as individuals? To how many of you as individuals is it a big issue? Because I think you'll find that it's not about land preservation only. And it's not about the species of animals that are threatened by logging or by expansion or globalization. It's not about whether the myth of climate change is real or not. Something's changing, that's real. I don't know the cause, but it's real. It's not about protecting our waterways. That's part of it, but that's not all of it. And a lot about sustainability has to do, in my specific case, so I'll draw a picture, it'll really help. And by the way, I wasn't big into sustainability either until I entered business and I went to my first coffee farm. And that's when I learned our view of what sustainability is. Sustainability at a farm level is this. I need the inputs to raise a crop, I need the crop to grow, and I need to feed my family. Make enough money that next year I can have the inputs to plant my crop, good weather for it to grow, so I can feed my family. And it goes in a cycle like that. So sustainability is not only environmental, but it has to do with economic sustainability. It has to do with cultural sustainability. Because if a farmer's children don't want to work in the business because either the work practices are bad, or they're not making any money, or they're not getting an education, the children will leave. And they'll leave the farm and abandon the farm, and abandon their parents in this case, break up the family, and that culture of these very small villages is gone. So it's very interesting. It becomes economic, it becomes cultural, it becomes, of course, environmental. And there's some argument that it may also become kind of a, I guess, an ethical decision, ethical sustainability. But in our industry, in our trade, we have very high ethical standards as an industry in coffee. So because of clear communication, we don't face that challenge about knowledge transfer of what would do right, do wrong. But this first three are the big sustainability I would challenge each of you to think about in your work. So if you have a work project and you're supposed to develop a solution, think about the impact that solution will have on your people. Think about the impact it will have economically, which is usually what the scorecard is, right? The outputs. And then think about what you can do to improve your value chain along the way to take care of the costs associated with cleaning up from your activities. And that's where the most popular definition comes from, of just take care of the earth. So I'm going to share, that's my lecture. That was the lecture for today, and that's what the test is on, but I'm going to touch on a few of them. This didn't exist for us until the recent history. But as a company, and I think the resources that are so precious to our industry that's really threatened right now, that it's really been adopted strongly. So sustainable sourcing. Essentially, hey look, somebody does a good job for you and they grow great tasting coffee and deliver our standards, let's keep doing business with them. That's what business is long, sustainable relationships. I want to make sure to pay a good price. Look, I love taking selfies. I took selfies with all these kids. They were blown away. They'd never seen their picture on they don't have this, they'd never seen that. And what's interesting is the amount of pictures we had to go print off to hand them, so they had one to hang on the wall. It sounds amazing, but it's just true. It's just, technology is different in different countries. But look at these beautiful children. These are children of families that lived around this farm and from this village. But I know that rewarding quality fits with what I need as a premium coffee company, and it provides them economic stability because I'm going to pay them a good price. When we talk about the responsibility you have, the responsibility I have, or I feel what drives me every day, is to know that I'm helping to solve some problems. The first problem would be that of my employees and just how to do their job, right? The second is, of course, the customers, make sure they're getting solutions. And then the third is to ensure that I'm solving the right problems to ensure a future for a brand or for a company in a motivating way. So whether it's through Rwanda, which is a great experience for us, our association with Southwest Airlines now, where together we're outfitting schools with computers and networks so they can educate their children, again, that education focus. Things like that are what drive, I believe, great people to do great things, and what drive great brands to separate themselves from the competition and last 4, 5, hopefully 6 or 7 generations.